Welcome to this demonstration of a gemstone therapy session. My name is Isabella Morton, founder of the Gemstone Therapy Institute. I'd like to invite you into this space that we have here at a hotel near the Connecticut airport, where we are conducting a workshop, and within that workshop we thought we would do this demonstration for you. It's going to be a demonstration of the skills and the tools that are presented in our first level of gemstone therapy training. If you are interested in receiving a gemstone therapy session, we have several trained and certified gemstone therapy practitioners. They are listed on our website, and you are also welcome to join us at our annual gemstone therapy retreat. The first step of the basic gemstone therapy protocol is to make sure that you yourself as the practitioner are balanced and in touch with the earth, in tune with the heaven energies, and doing what you need to do to be the best vehicle that you can be for the healing, life-giving energies. So I've done some personal preparation before the session. Also want to make sure my necklaces are in balance for me now, and they are. I have my feet plugged into the earth, which allows my light to shine, and I feel ready. My client, my volunteer, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I notice you have a necklace on. Would you mind taking that
Certainly.
off for the session? Maybe also your watch.
Okay.
So we don't have any interference. Put that on our cleansing area.
Thank you.
Just make yourself comfortable. Make sure you're all nicely tucked in. So as part of step 2 in developing a relationship with a client, I make sure I have welcomed her. I make sure she is free of any inhibitors that might be interfering with the session, such as her watch and the necklace she was wearing. And inwardly, I'm also creating kind of like, you might say it's a bubble around her and it's a bubble around me, so that we're each separate and yet together in a way. Also, inwardly, I invite, and sometimes I say it aloud too, I invite you to invite your masters, guides, teachers, or whoever you look to for inner guidance and support, that they may not only support you during the session, but also guide my focus so that I may serve you best.
Thank you.
In addition, I am also inwardly connecting with her higher intelligence and acknowledging that I will follow that guidance of her guides and her higher intelligence as best I can. And I feel like I got the go-ahead. So now we're going to place the foundation 5. That's step 3. Place this by your feet. Ruby at the midline. Next is dark green aventurine savarite. 2 savarites. There's 1 ruby in the onyx. These foundation 5 necklaces relate to the 5 elements as described by Chinese medicine. First, we place the ruby onyx, which corresponds to water, dark green aventurine tsavorite to wood. Here is rhodonite pink tourmaline, which corresponds to fire. This is agate citrine for earth. And finally, mother of pearl blue chalcedony for metal. Now, although I had placed them, the water, the wood, then the earth, when her body asked for the rhodonite pink tourmaline next, it came into order. Next is clearing, step 4, and she has the option of a spray clearing or white beryl turquoise wand, and I'm getting that it will be a spray clearing. Starting with the energy clearing spray. First, over the body alerts the intelligence centers that the clearing is to come. Next, we do the chakras, starting with the crown. Spraying in to clear the intelligence center behind the chakra, and then spraying out into the chakra itself. Here comes the brow. Throat. Heart. Circling in, find the right location. Sacral. Target areas. Circle in to see where the spray wants to go, or actually where her body is calling for the spray to go. And then there's what I call vectors. These are trajectories in the aura. Like it's done. Next we move on to the EMR clearing, electromagnetic radiation clearing. This formula of gemstones, this mandala, is specific for clearing unwanted electromagnetic radiation from the body. That's EMR that's gotten stuck in the aura or in the tissues without passing harmlessly through, as it should. Sacral, root. Looking for target areas. Shoulder, elbow, hand, hips. This mandala also has the ability to teach the body how to become more resilient to harmful electromagnetic radiation. Vectors again. Notice there are some that do not require spray. Next is diamond spray. Okay, chakra in, that crown. And here comes brow. Throat. Heart. This spray is made with a special kind of a diamond, one that carries all 7 colors. Not all diamonds do that. This also has exceptional color and clarity, the one that was used to make this formula. The benefit of diamond is that it helps to awaken the blueprints that guide our optimal health and function at all levels of our being, from the molecular and atomic through the cellular, organ and system, whole body and whole being. Whole body including physical, superphysical, emotional, causal, also known as karmic or memory, and also the mental body and the intuitive body. She's calling for a lot of diamond in her aura. So now that you've had a clearing, and you've had some time with these Foundation 5, working to help balance your 5 elements, you may be in a place where you can access that part of you that knows what intention you would like to work on today.
Yes, I've noticed some digestive issues starting to evolve, and so I'd like to have them addressed today, please. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to step back. Now that she's declared her intention, the energies in her field have shuffled themselves, and those that are involved in that intention are coming forward. I'm going to begin with a mandala of light green aventurine surrounded by 4 mother of pearl. As soon as I brought the mandala into her energy field, it began circling. It's as though her energy field latched onto the gemstones and started moving them. It's moving them in what's called, well, right now, we did a spiral out. Now it looks like we're doing a spiral in. If you notice, there's some jiggling going on here. I'm not doing that. That is her energy field that's doing that. So we will spray. And that jiggling is occurring. And see if it smooths out. I suppose not coincidentally, it is circled into her stomach. Light green aventurine has the ability of being somewhat like a locator tool. It can help you locate a target area. Unlocking helps to bring forward information. It's kind of like unlocking the combination of a safe. Again, I'm just following the body's energies as though I were an anti-gravity device, just allowing the gemstones to interact with her and doing my best to stay out of it as the alert observer. Holding. Holding. Going deeper. Deeper. Some micro unlocking happening. We're touching down in the body. Gemstone therapy is what I call a no-touch modality. You do not physically touch the body with your hands, it's only the gems. I sense her body is just drinking in these gemstones. And as it does, it's learning more about where is this condition of mine, this concern of mine, where is it actually located? Where is the true cause of this? That's what like re-adventuring helps you find. And the mother of pearl, it's like a portal. It takes that energy through any level of manifestation it needs to go. Doing some rhythmic pressing here. Another way to help the body reach a little deeper. Now I'm feeling a let go, like my connection with her energy field is completely dissolved. Okay. All right, next. How do I know this? It just alerted itself in my mind, and I actually got a flash of a vision of this particular necklace. This is called Heart Song. It's made out of morganite, white beryl, and rhodonite. Some people are able to choose what to do next because they hear. Some people are more visual when they select a gemstone to use. Some people may have to look at their pharmacy and see which one they're being drawn toward. There are many, many ways to select a gemstone. You have to find what works for you. There's muscle testing, there's pendulum testing, there's something called pillow testing. If you notice, we're doing a lot of figure eights here. Actually, what I call a multiple eight, where the gemstones keep crisscrossing each other. This is a way that the body helps to integrate itself and collect itself, become more whole. We've just latched on to a movement of personal vortex. Seems like it wants to go really fast, so I'm going to slow it down. Try to slow it down. Here we go. There's only one other instance when a practitioner can actually change what movements are occurring. And this is one case where the gemstones are moving too fast. You can slow it down, keeping the type of movement the same. And the other is when the rod moves wildly. This particular necklace is nourishing for the emotional body. Morganite is like vitamins for the emotional body. The emotional body is made of, or one way to look at it, made of many fibers that radiate, can be seen to radiate from the physical body, kind of like sun rays. And when the emotions are depleted, those fibers become more sparse. Their population grows less. And Morganite helps the emotional body to build more of those fibers. Keep circling. That movement that we were just doing up her midline was nourishing what we call the central chakra channel. And now we're circling over the heart. Circling is a movement that collects energy and information. Sensing some jiggling happening also. That's better. Figure 8 over heart and sacral chakras. So connecting heart and sacral. Interestingly, they cross right at the stomach. Just referring back to her intention. As a beginning gemstone therapy student, you may also have the color ray sprays in your pharmacy. I'm getting an urge that we could apply some yellow ray spray to her stomach. And before I spray it, this happened so fast you probably didn't see it, but I made sure that yes, this was being pulled in. It was what her body wanted. As opposed to, for example, we just randomly choose a color. Orange would not pull in. So if I thought she needed orange and I tried to spray with it, her body wouldn't let me, just wouldn't come in. But the yellow did. In fact, I think the yellow will again. And then my curiosity, I'm thinking aloud here, is, are there other areas of her body that might like yellow? I get a big yes. So I'm just going to spray overhead, just because that's what feels right. I'm going to check for target areas. Left leg, some more at the hip. Ovaries. Again. Chakras? No. Just parts of your body. My I try to be very specific. Whenever I am spraying, I'm always zoning in on the area with my attention and then applying the spray. This way the spray is always applied in the most efficient way possible. So I'm not just randomly spraying. Yep, she still wants more heart song. It pulled right in. More figure eights. This time looks like we're figure eighting root with throat chakra. Again, crossing over the stomach. So these movements would suggest that some of the issues that she's having with her digestion may have or may be improved with better communication between heart and sacral and also between root and throat. Moving down legs and again personal vortex. This time working with more of the core of that vortex, which is the central channel. So far this session has been a lot about nourishing. Constantly alert, constantly curious about what the gems are doing and maybe what they're going to do next, but more important, most, I'd say 90% is curious and interested in what they're doing right now. Noticing what they're doing, how the effect of nourishing her personal vortex is affecting her body and her energy field. Getting wider, encompassing more of her body. Slow it down just a little bit. When I slow the movement down, I feel she gets a lot more engaged. She's a lot better able to receive the gemstone energies. Let go, as though she has no recognition of this necklace at all. Then put it aside for cleansing. I'm asking how can I best serve her next. I've got my Aura Nourishing necklaces. I have a collection of spheres to make a custom mandala. And I also have the gemstones for mini mandala. And I'm getting to make a custom mandala. Oh, these are so fun. Okay, let's make a custom mandala for you. First of all, is there a central gemstone? No. First circle, yes. Test with this hand. Yes, first circle. How many gems in the first circle? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Are all gems the same? No. Do we know the identity of 1, 2? We know 2. Okay? And they are, wow, turquoise just lit up. Since there's no center gem, I want to make sure that I've got a place for the center stone that will be exactly in the middle. So I'll make a little mark for it. Situating the sphere so that their drill holes point to the center. We know the identity of the other two. Are they the same? Yes. Okay, very clearly, carnelian. I'm going to circle these in to find just the right distance that they want to be. Again, the drill holes point to the center. I'm just circling in just so you can see that. I have a collection of many different kinds, well actually 8 different colors and types of carnelian here, and it's very interesting. One is substantially more translucent than the other. Second circle? No. Do we know the center gem? No. Okay. Here's the mandala as it stands now. Okay, here we go. Just going to bring it into her field and see where she goes with it. Heart. Tracing the heart chakra vortex. Nice long vortex, nice shape. Mandala is turning a little bit as we trace the vortex. Any type of turning, especially when it turns fast, spinning in other words, would be an indication of energies being released. So a slow turn would indicate just a very gentle release of energies. And that was just a release. Sacral. Looks like we're tracing her vortex. Well, maybe not. Either the vortex is flat or we're just doing a spiral out. And then a spiral in. So spreading information out and then collecting it. Here's the vortex. Is a little bent. So chakra vortex should be like this, but it looks like it's going like that. I bring in some chakra healer spray. Interesting, see that? Moving out this way. If it's not ready, it's still going that way. When the chakra bends like that, my first question is what could be over here that's causing it? Bring in some energy clearing, stomach chakra. See if there's anything here that might be causing it. See where the gems take us this time. Okay, it's a lot better. So 2 variables, I wasn't too scientific about that. It could have been corrected by the chakra healer or it could have been the energy clearing. Or maybe it was a combination of both. of the two. Okay, here we go, turning. Well, we are also following the vortex. Again, I have that sense of going too fast. So I'm just going to ask her energy field to see if we can slow this down. There we go. Once we do, I have that sense of we're connected and engaged. The energies of the gems have engaged with her energy field in a deeper way. How are you doing?
Great.
What are you noticing?
I'm feeling very, very supported and very relaxed.
There's something in this layer of her aura, probably I would say that's probably causal layer. Something in the sacral chakra, causal layer, that's being worked on. Now we're doing some figure 80 up there. And just to let go, like the elastic band just dissolved. That's a sign. It's time to... Do we have a central gem? No. Do we have a second circle? Yes. Do we have more gems in the first circle? No. Second circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gemstones. Are they all the same? No. We know the identity of 1, 2, 3. We know the identity of 3. Okay, and they're all the same. Rhodonite is what just lit up, circling in to see where it wants to go, right beside the carnelian. Okay. Next one. We have something asymmetrical happening here. There's more, another 3. Here's another way you can test. Just kind of see where your hand goes. You can do muscle testing, you can sort of divide and conquer. Is the gemstone on this half or on this half of the tray? A couple of different ways find out. This is rose quartz. Lining up my drill holes. Are they both the same? Yes. Azurite, malachite. interesting. This time the drill holes deliberately want to be perpendicular to the midline, which is kind of interesting. I would interpret that to mean that they're more interested in supporting the outer circle, gems in the outer circle, than the one in the center. Do we know the center stone? No.
That was going right to heart.
I'm just sensing she needs something more, some more support. I'll lay that there. It's just drinking in. And I have this beautiful tranquility. It's going to go along the midline. Moonstone. The other side. Lining up. There's 2 emerald in this moonstone. I'm going to line those up exactly where they want to go. And that was just an intuitive sense that she needed some more gemstone placement for support. And once I put them there, she just felt a lot more together. You're concurring?
I am concurring.
Yes. It never ceases to amaze me how these gifts of the earth can nourish and fortify us. And the whole system of gemstone therapy, as I was taught it, and as I teach others about it, is how to precisely place and apply those gemstones so they can be most efficient in providing their gifts to us. So the fact that she has not yet, her energy field has not yet chosen a center stone, we're doing more unlocking here at the heart, indicates that she's not quite sure yet what is the core of this concern of hers. And if and when a gemstone is chosen for it, the properties of that gemstone will give us a clue as to what that might be. Anyone notice that we're working a lot more on the heart than on the stomach? What else are you noticing? When you work with energies, it's always good, as much as you can, to translate your sensations into words, because that helps your mind, trains your mind to be able to communicate and find those words so that you can better describe and understand and comprehend what you are sensing and feeling, even though it's very subtle, energetic. If you can find words, then you have an understanding even for yourself. the center, and it's asking me to correct some of this geometry to make it more precise. Your original north-south alignment was the turquoise. It's interesting because you might think that that's your north-south alignment, and maybe it is. Maybe it shifted. That feels a lot better, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, and that's appetite in the center. So appetite is a bluish gemstone, and it has a vitalizing effect on structure, specifically bone in the physical body, but also other structures throughout one's life, throughout one's energy field. Our whole existence is built upon structure. From the body-centered model of one's energetic presentation, the bones, the structure, are in the center of us. From the soul-centered model, where soul or spiritual self is at the center, surrounded by subconscious, the intuitive layer, and the mental layer, causal, emotional, and physical, that subconscious layer is very close to the center. It provides a structure for all the rest of our manifestation. And appetite also helps us with digestion. It helps us call in those nutrients that we need specifically for our structure. Unlocking. Looking for the self-nourishing spray overhead. Again. Anywhere else? No, just like it overhead. And in comes the mandala again. Working at heart chakra. Jiggling. Close your eyes so you don't get any spray again. Slowing this down. Holding. Feel as though she's drinking in the message of this mandala. Just drinking and drinking. Also get a sense of wondering how am I going to translate this into my life? How am I going to apply this in my life? How am I going to access the information in this mandala on my own? Vertical circling, which is a sharing of information among layers of the aura in which the circling occurs. So it looks like causal mental layers, emotional mental. So this jiggling, I think it's just my own body. My shoulder just not being able to go smoothly enough. I don't think that's her. Super physical. Let's see, let's try left hand. We'll know for sure. Stomach chakra. Sacral, unlocking. Touch down. Slight pressing. And up. Root. And some more self-nurturing. So I think we'll do the integration laying down.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
So let's invite all the work that we've done today, all the work that you've done today, to be fully received, accepted, and remembered, and allowed to manifest throughout your body and being, starting with the third dimension, including north and south, east and west, front and back. From the soul star within you, to the earth star beneath your feet, to the heaven star above you. May all three dimensions be fully integrated. The integration now moves into the fourth dimension, including time, space, causation, past, present, and future. Here and now and into the forever. We now invite that integration to move into the fifth dimension, including all of mind, and then beyond the mind, to include all intuition and all spirituality. May your entire being be now fully integrated. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the masters, guides, and teachers who supported the session today inwardly, and all who supported the session outwardly as well. Thank you to the gemstones and the diamonds for their service. Thank you to the earth who gave them to us and who provides the home that we live on. Thank you to the heaven energies for feeding us all. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey today.
Thank you. That was amazing. I can't help but smile because I feel like there's the start of a new day. That there was just so much that happened during that at such a deep level. That and everything that you were saying at the start with the figurating of the movement of the gemstones, it was just making sense to me. And the gemstones on the mandala, it just made sense to me. So it was wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So in your own time, feel free to sit up and dangle your feet off the side of the table.
Okay.
Give you some more core alignment. People can go very deep in gemstone therapy sessions. I want to make sure they leave fully present in their physical body, fully integrated. And the core alignment helps that happen. Before you get up, let's take a look at your mandala.
Oh.
See what it has to tell us.
Yeah.
So originally that was the alignment of two turquoise, it was north and south. But when the emotional body gems came in, there was a shift in your north-south alignment, which was significant. We have the inner circle of turquoise, which helps to uplift and also purify, and the carnelian, which is vitalizing, also nourishing for the sacral chakra, which is involved in relationships. There's some interesting sacral heart figurating too. There are 3 rhodonite and 3 rose quartz. The rhodonite helps build an emotional foundation. In other words, help you to be courageous, to move forward with courage. And the rose quartz is about letting go of emotions that are holding you back. Yeah. That there are 3 in each of these. 3 is a supportive of change. Combine that with the shift in your vertical, that was significant. Also, the vertical now has a north and south of azurite malachite. Azurite malachite is the vitalizing gem for your Earth Star chakra. And your Earth Star chakra contains that information that you brought with you into this lifetime to help guide all of your decisions. So, this mandala is helping you to reach in to access those, and since there are 2 of them, north and south, to bring that information up into your awareness. And the key to all of this is the appetite and structure. What is the structure of your life? What does that look like? What does that look like? Let's see. In order to build a better structure for yourself will require some letting go, especially having to do with relationships. And that's combined with, there'll be some emotions to let go and some courage to call for. But you've got that support because you know in your Earth Star chakra exactly where you're headed in this lifetime. So that's how you kind of tie the story all together. Does that ring a bell at all?
That's amazing. It sure does. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Would you like to see it? So first, the mandala was like this. First, the mandala looked like that. And then when the rhodonite and the rose quartz came in, she shifted the north-south alignment of the mandala. And then when the azurite malachite came in at north and south, that kind of anchored that shift in. That is her mandala. It takes a lot of good information. This information came from her energy field, but when you see it in a mandala, you're faced with it. Plus, you're also fed by it. And so it's a way to actually experience what your higher intelligence knows.
Yeah.
But here is the resources to enact what your destiny is about.
Yeah, I know it's there.
And it's right here. Yeah. It manifested.
There it is. Wow.
So
Amazing.
the custom mandala work helps to bring what is out here in our field, that information that we know is out there, brings it together. Here it is, and let me be fed by it so that I can have the resources that I need to take the steps I'm going to take.
Just feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. New day.
You're welcome to take a photograph of that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Before we disassemble it. And
Yeah,
before
I don't
you
want to put it down.
No, I know. I can tell you'd like to carry it with you for a while.
A picture will do.
Picture will do. So I want to make sure you're together when you stand up.
Sure.
Actually, that is so precise that there would be little point in you taking that home with you, because likely by the time you got home, you would have processed enough that would be different.
Interesting.
Because it is so precise.
Right.
The numerology, the geometry, the chosen gemstone, something would have shifted.
Yeah.
So a picture is totally fine.
Until the next
Until
time.
the next time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Truly, from my heart.
Sure, you're welcome.
Deeply in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Before the session completely ends, we do have to cleanse the stones. And what we do for that is we have to take apart one at a time and rub off the beeswax, and then we'll give it a spray clean as we will with all the other stones. But you're welcome to go take that and take a picture of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, cleansing the gemstones. That is step 10 of the basic gemstone therapy protocol. I use the same sprays that are used for clearing the person, clear the gemstones as well, because the gems also have an aura. And we'll see what layer of the aura we did most of the work in, by which layer of the gemstone's aura needs most of the clearing. And emotional, mental and above. Oh, here's the causal. Okay, still some unwanted energies left, but I still have a few more sprays to apply. Again, I don't spray randomly. Every spray has a purpose, a particular direction. Even though I'm going very fast, it's done with intention. Testing again, and my hand is, whoops, a little bit on here. Hand is coming in. I don't feel any cushion of energy at all. Somewhat in these earrings. Yeah, that feels really good. Still some more in these earrings. So I'm going to pick them up and spray right through them. And coincidentally or not, these are azurite malachite earrings. So she chose the right ones for the day. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's much better. I don't feel any cushion at all. So we are all clear. So this step dries the stones, and it also, I call it squeezing the toothpaste out of the toothpaste tube. Any energies that may still be lingering in the gems comes out. And the spray moisture that remains on them is the vehicle for that to happen. You can tell because it feels kind of cruddy. So we know it helped. There we are. And I will put my necklaces back and be ready for the next client. So thank you so much for joining me today. And please feel welcome if you'd like to learn more about gemstone therapy to visit our website, learngem.com. And also if you're interested in experiencing gemstone therapy, we have several certified gemstone therapy practitioners listed on our website, as well as many interns who are looking for volunteers to experience gemstone therapy, usually at a reduced rate, until they get their certification. And you're also very welcome to join us for our annual gemstone therapy retreat. Have a wonderful day, and thank you again for joining us. All right, so here's a cluster. This particular one has 2 bases on it. I'm going to just find the one that feels the best. And this feels good. So I could start with an intention, and my intention would be, well, how can this cluster best support me now? And what I'm going to show you now with this particular one, this is the size of my hand. Okay, so it's a pretty good size, but I could do the same thing with one of the smaller ones as well. My spheres, my necklaces. Okay, what would best support me now? And I find that I have to take off the chakra guardian. So I'll lay that on the side. Okay, the aquamarine is coming in. So I'm going to drape this around. And now the foundation 5 want to come in. And for some reason the rhodonite wants to come in first. And it actually wants to be off center like that. And next, wasn't that interesting? My amethyst wants to come in. And it wants to just... partly I'm feeling how this wants to go, and partly it's I'm sort of sensing it and sort of seeing it just when the necklace comes in. So The dark green aventurine wants to come in. Looks like we're going to start getting creative here. It's actually coming in a line, somewhat of an infinity symbol. So I'm getting real creative. The onyx wants to come in. And then agate. Oh, this is a big circle. And as I'm doing this, I am feeling support like you wouldn't believe. This is really quite nice. And then the the mother of pearl seems like it wants to go really close, if not almost on the cluster. Just really close. Phew. Okay, single spheres. Any single spheres? I got a yes. Oh, red coral. That came up for me last time too. So I picked out a red coral from my kit, and I'm going to circle in. It wants to go right there. And looks like I need another one. I'm going to circle in. It's going to go right here. There. Do we need another one? Nope. Another sphere? Yes. Which one? It's on this tray. Oh, interesting. It's a blue lace agate. Okay, circle in. Where does it want to go? And it's on this side. You can't see it, but I'll show it to you when I turn the camera around. Is that it? Yes. Another one. Wow, green tourmaline. Yay, I love green tourmaline. Where does that want to go? Right there. Any more? No. Okay. Another sphere, yes. Oh, interesting. It's the white jasper. And this wants to be way out here. Just one. White jasper is the kind of gem that says, well, wait, hold on. Let's take an inventory before we go any further. More necklaces? No. More gemstones? No. Okay. So this is my mandala. I'm going to give you a bird's eye view. There's the blue chalcedony. This particular cluster has some really nice little nooks and crannies for gemstones to go. It's got a little place there. Got my red coral there. The tourmaline, the other red coral is down in here. So I could interpret this just as I would a mandala that I might use for a client. And the reason that to do that is because feeling this mandala is one thing. I'm going to feel it. But I would really like my mind to get a greater understanding of what's going on too. And this is kind of the opposite of what we were talking about at the very beginning of today's session, where I mentioned about the reason you self-apply the mini mandalas is because if you just read about them, you're going to get a mental understanding, but you also want to get the corporal. You want to get the body understanding, the energy, feeling of it. So what is this telling me here? It's kind of like interpreting a dream a little bit. A key thing here is greater awareness.
I need to put greater awareness on something going on in my life. And the red coral, which is a very strengthening stone, and the blue lace agate is a strengthening stone, and the green tourmaline is a strengthening stone. This likely has a lot to tell me about the exercise that I've been giving myself lately. So what does it have to tell me about this? Maybe it has to tell me that way out here, the white jasper, I need to find some anchor point. I need to find a way to anchor what I do, at least energetically, so that I can continue to move forward in just feeling better and improving my health. And looks like the purple color has a great deal to do with this. It was the only color gem present here. And then the foundation 5, look how they're kind of in this interesting circular thing with the wood element just coming across here. And I know that wood controls earth, which is kind of neat how this has this little interaction here. And I know that wood nurtures fire, it feeds the fire, and we've got some interaction here. So I might put a little bit more attention on green things and wood, that wood element upwardly rising energy. Even just thinking about it and contemplating, well, why that might be a key thing. The energy field of this crystal, as you put gemstones on it, it starts to expand, and of course as it expands, then you start putting other gemstones around it, and suddenly you're able to have a presence here that can affect you for the entire day. In fact, I might just leave this here for the next couple hours just to enjoy its effects, knowing that somewhere in space and time, in my video studio, I've got this source of support that can help me through the rest of the day. And if you had something that you had to do one day that might have been a little scary, like give a talk or do a job interview, you could even set up a little mandala for yourself to support you, even when you're 10, 100 miles away giving your interview. Really, really important. You only do these for yourselves. You do not make these for other people unless it's in a therapy situation and you have express permission to do that. This is a self-therapy kind of thing.